Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by unbeaten middleweight now, Hamzah Sheeraz. Hamzah, how are you?
Very well, man. Yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. What was it about either your last performance or your last camp that convinced you now was the time to move up in weight?
You know what? I don't want to blame it on like my last performance on the weight and all that. That wasn't it. It was just I'm growing. I've grown like another inch. I'm getting a bit bigger. So I felt the time was right, and obviously making the weight for the last year has been hard, let alone the last fight. So yeah, it was time to move up, and here we are.
Did you consider any other changes in the wake of the fight with Bradley Skeete? Obviously, you pulled it out in the end, but it wasn't your best performance, it's fair to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's evident, very clear. But I mean, in boxing, in boxing in your career, you have them days. I think the main thing was obviously I got the win, but I was just saying that come Saturday night, it's not a matter of just getting the win no more. It's a matter of getting it and looking good doing it because of all the backlash I had from the last fight. So I'm like really looking forward to Saturday night.
What did you make of the criticism you received from that performance? Because a lot of people were upset more with how it was judged or refereed rather than anything you did, but you seem to be the focal point for some of that criticism.
Yeah, no, listen, I was going to be at the end of the day because I think everyone almost thought that like he deserved to win kind of thing, but I said like the fight, it continued. Whatever's happened. Going back to your question about opinions and everything, how I dealt with it, at the start I was a bit like, whoa, this is a bit mad because I got called like everything under the sun, but it didn't faze me at all. But what you got to remember, this is boxing. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and you got to crack on with things.
What do you make of Skeete not accepting a rematch, certainly not immediately, and latterly has retired apparently from the sport?
Yeah. Listen, I can't really comment too much on that's his own choice at the end of the day. And like I said, in his retirement, I wish him nothing but the best of luck and good luck in whatever he chooses to do.
And the rematch that was offered, would that have been at middleweight?
No, I said that I would have made 154 because it was only fair, right? It was only fair. I said it in my interview. I go, listen, I'm willing to make 154 again, just for the rematch. And it obviously ain't happened, and we're here at 160.
What have you noticed in camp about how you feel at 160? Or obviously higher than 160 in camp, but do you know what I mean, with that extra £6?
What it is, not in camp you don't really feel it. It's more these last few days you feel it because you're not really losing them extra £6 that are just a nightmare to get off. So I'm feeling fresh, man. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling good. And yeah, hopefully Saturday I'll feel it in the ring as well.
You're out in LA, obviously, with Ricky Funes. Just tell us some of the sparring you've had in camp and just generally what it's like being away from distractions and out there in the US training.
Yeah, no, the sparring's been brilliant. The sparring with this camp, I've been having a lot of good sparring. I've also been sparring the likes of Ronald Gavril, the one who fought Benavidez. I'm getting very good rounds in with him. I must have done over about 80 rounds with him. Yeah, and the good thing is he's a fully fledged, I think he's light heavyweight now. And where I moved up to middleweight, I just wanted to test myself. And then we end up getting really good rounds, man, really good rounds. And you know, over there, if you get called back for sparring, you know you're doing a good thing. And yeah, not just him. There's like other fighters, obviously, that you wouldn't know, but who are top-notch fighters if they had financial backing, as it is. But yeah, being away from distractions and home, it's all part of the parcel. It's all part of the game. The way I look at it is, if I dedicate myself now, hopefully, God willing, later on in life, I can enjoy myself then.
Why is Jez Smith the right opponent to kind of welcome you into the middleweight division?
I wouldn't say he's much of like a welcome because he is tough. He's tough. He comes. He's tough. This is the first fight he's had at camp, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. And I think it's going to be a cracking fight because listen, he ain't going to box. He's going to meet me in the middle of the ring. He's going to meet me in the ring, and as we know, we can take a punch. He's got a chin, and he always gets up. So listen, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure he is as well. I'm sure he fancies his chances just as much as I do.
In terms of your ambitions in the short to medium term, did you revise those after the Skeete fight? Obviously, you decided to move up in weight, but do you still see yourself hitting, say, British level or top domestic level at the same sort of time? Is the trajectory the same?
Yeah, it always was. It always has been. I think the only thing that can stop that is getting an L on your record, because then you've got to rebuild again. So, in terms of that, now I'm really going to keep aiming for the top. Obviously at 160 now, so I have to get my rankings up again with all the organisations. And then hopefully by the end of 3 years, I've just extended my contract with Frank. So after that, by the end of that contract, I want to be, like, God willing, inshallah, hitting top levels.
Let's talk about the extension of the contract. Obviously, Frank's delighted, as you would expect. Was there ever any consideration of going anywhere else, or was Frank always kind of in the driver's seat?
No, there was no consideration. I'm a loyal guy at the end of the day. You got to remember when I was an amateur and I didn't win no titles or nothing like this, and I had no standout career. He's the one who gave me a chance, and he put me on a big bill on a James DeGale undercard at the Copper Box. And 14 fights later, we extended out. It was only right. And hopefully the loyalties he's paid me, I'll pay him back.
When you see Frank kind of winning purse bids, obviously Fury, White most notably, but also Parker Andrade recently, does that kind of reinforce your belief that you're with the right person, the right team, because he's out there doing big things on the world stage as well?
Even if he didn't, I still would have belief in him. But listen, he's clearing up with all these purse bids. You see, he's clearing up, which is a great thing for the stable of fighters, great thing obviously for us as a whole. And yeah, listen, like, he's doing incredible things, and it wasn't so much being with the right team. I always knew I was with the right team from day dot because he's been in it for years. I mean, years on ends, and he knows the game inside out. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, man.
Any disappointment to not be on the Fury White undercard at Wembley?
Yeah, I was actually going to be on it, but because of Ramadan, obviously I wouldn't be able to sell no tickets, so I wouldn't be able to fight myself. So yeah, they gave me this date instead, which obviously I'm grateful for. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll get on his undercard.
Someone who kind of, not so much now, but when you're at 154, struggled with the weight, obviously tall, big frame. Is Ramadan kind of tougher for you than it is other athletes potentially who are fighting closer to their natural weight?
To be honest, I just blow up because what you're doing is you're fasting all day and then you end up binge eating when you open your fast. Yeah, you end up binge eating. You're meant to eat healthy, but when you've got like samosas and everything in front of you, it's not that simple. So in Ramadan, it's actually hard. So hopefully this Ramadan, I plan to stay on track and then hopefully get out soon again. But obviously the main focus is Jez Smith. I have to get over him first. So yeah.
See you at super middleweight in the summer.
You see me at like heavyweight or something.
Right, just before I let you go, we've asked this loads of times, but just in case people aren't on the bus just yet, tell them how they can find you on social media.
Just my name, Hamzah Sheeraz, on all socials, and you'll find them on there.
Great stuff. Really appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you at middleweight on Saturday night.
Cheers, thanks, Danny.